Welcome to Thinner Peace and Menopause and Beyond. This is Dr. Deb Butler, Master Life and Weight Coach, and as always, your coach. Today is episode number 182. I want to talk to you about the one thing I talk to you about every time. I want to talk to you about what the heck is going on in your head. I want to talk to you about how you set your mind. So stay tuned. Hi, everybody. How are you today? I got to tell you, I'm a little nervous. My microphone is not quite working. I've done a couple already, intros, and it stops working. So I'm a little nervous as I'm talking to you that I'm not going to get this whole episode recorded. And I really want to get it because number one, if you haven't heard already, I'm getting ready to do another webinar for you, another masterclass similar to the one that I did last time on the key to everything. I want to work a little bit more with you on your minds and coach you a little bit more because this is what I find. I love working with my individual clients and they do the work and they put the effort out and they get amazing results. But there's so many of you out there that either can't afford to do that or whatever reason don't want to become an individual client, but want to learn more of these tools that you hear in the podcast and want to learn more how you can apply it. And so I do these webinars so that I can really help you with the way that you think and coach you, because this is the thing. Sometimes you just don't know how you're thinking. That's just the truth. You listen to yourself and you think that everything you think is brilliant. But I got news for you. If you're like a lot of these mini sessions of women that I talk to and a lot of the letters that I get from women like you guys have some really strong negative emotions. And I really think that this problem with your food in your body is epidemic. I think it starts when you're young, and I don't think it ends. And my job, my purpose is to end these negative emotions and using food to hide them. I want to teach you how to manage your mind. I want to teach you how to be able to feel your emotions. And I also want to teach you how to change them. Because I would say the top 3 emotions of the women that I talk to and the letters that I get are hopeless, desperate, and unworthy. Regular basis. So many women who look good on the outside and have beautiful lives on the outside are feeling hopeless, desperate, and unworthy on the inside. And this has got to stop. And so much of it is based on the way you see yourself, the way that you manage what you put in your mouth. And it means so much to you because you know what you're putting in your mouth is ending up on your body. And you're more concerned about how your body looks than how you're feeling inside. But what I want to help you with and want you to realize is how you're feeling inside is a product of what you're looking like on the outside. And so everything starts with how you feel. And where do all your feelings come from? All your feelings come from your thoughts. And where do your thoughts live? Your thoughts live in your mind. And so today is all about creating a mindset, how to set your mind. Now, the webinar that I'm going to be doing in October, it's like October 22nd. It's going to be 90 minutes. I'm making it longer because the last one I did was not long enough. And I'm going to teach you my 3 basic tools that you've heard on my podcast, which is the physical hunger scale, the emotional hunger scale, which I think is the most difficult for almost everyone to understand. So I want to teach you how to apply it in this webinar by coaching you so I can show you how it works around what you're eating. And then third, I want to teach you more about how to use the model to manage your mind with what you put in your mouth. It all goes together. So this is going to be a 90-minute webinar. I'm going to coach you. You can ask me questions. It's going to be like working with me. Only you're only working with me for 90 minutes. And you're going to listen to other people being coached, which will be amazing for you. I promise. Those of you who have listened to my podcast and you've heard me coaching other people, I've heard how amazing it's been for you. because you get so much out of it. Even things that you never thought of, when you hear it coming out of somebody else's mind, you go, oh, that's me too. So I really want to invite you to go to drdebbutler.com/trust and sign up for this amazing 90-minute masterclass series where I will show you how to apply this work, because these 3 basic tools will make the biggest changes in how you lose weight and how you think and feel around food and how you think and feel about your body. So go to drdebbutler.com/trust and don't hesitate. Don't procrastinate. Just do it. Come play with me. It's going to be fun. Okay, so here, what I want to talk to you about today is mindset, because that's what we're going to be doing in this webinar. So how do you change your mindset from hopelessness and desperateness? It's because of what you're thinking about yourself. You're thinking something's wrong with you. You're thinking that you're a fat pig. You're thinking that it's too late. You're thinking that you're a mess. You're thinking that you've never been able to do it before, and so you're never going to be able to do it. I know this is what you're thinking because I hear it all the time. This type of thinking is your mindset right now. It's a mindset that you have set. And what I call those are thought errors. They don't work. And what they do is they create the result you don't want, which is a body that has much more weight on it than you want. But more than just a body that has more weight on it that you want, it's how you think about yourself and how you feel about yourself, how you feel on the inside about yourself. And that is what I want to help you create in your mind, is a thinner peace mindset. Thinner peace, when I came up with that term, is TH, the inner peace, is really how I think of it. It's how to create peace with inside your mind and body so that when you're around food, you feel peaceful and you feel in control. And I'm telling you, this is something that you can learn how to do. And the only reason you don't know how to do it is because you have believed for most of your life, just like me, probably for the first 50 years of my life, I believed that there was something outside of me, an external force that could tell me what to put in my mouth and how to do it so that my body could look like everybody else's. That's just what I believed for my first 50 years. And I worked it. Believe me, if it could work, I would have been successful at it because I was very, very good at being told what to do and what to put in my mouth. But all I did was kept gaining and losing the same 20 and 30 pounds over and over again, which I know a lot of you do because that's what all your letters say. And this is what I want to tell you right now about creating your mindset, is you cannot believe or think that because it's never worked before, it won't work now. That's a thought error. And I want to talk to you about thought errors, because thought errors are things that are running through your mind that you're thinking that you don't realize are creating your results. And so the first thing I do when I'm working with a client is make sure that thought changes. Because as long as the thought is, I've never been able to do it before, so I won't be able to do it now, I don't care if they're working with me. I don't care what they're doing. It's not going to work. They're going to create a result to prove that thought. So this is the way that I've managed that in my own mind, and this is how I work with my clients, and this is what I want you to think about for your mindset, how you want to think about it, is that the only reason you've never been able to do it before is because you had a belief that you could use an external source to tell you what to put in your body without managing your mind. That's the only difference. And now what you know, what you've learned from me, if you work with me, if you come to my webinar, if you listen to my podcast, what you're learning from me is that doesn't work. You just didn't know it. You believed that was the answer. I believed that was the answer until I realized that it has to do with what's going on in my own head. And you need to realize that's why you're sending me, wanting to set up mini sessions with me. That's why you want to work with me. That's why you want to listen to my podcast, because you believe I'm right. It does matter what you think. And when you can change the way that you think permanently, you can keep the weight off permanently. So this is what I want to tell you about your thinking. Your thinking is the most important tool you have when it comes to changing your behavior. Your thoughts create your feelings. All those feelings that you're trying to avoid. Your habitual thoughts create your urges and your over-desire. And over-desire is desiring, having too much desire for something. Too much desire for pizza, for cookies. Over-desire. And your feelings and urges, they cause you to overeat. So if you want to permanently change your desire to overeat, you have to become aware of what you are currently thinking and then change your thinking to thoughts that reduce desire and urges. Urges come from your mind. They don't come from food. For example, if you think that you deserve to eat sweets once a day because eating dessert is normal, then this will give you the desire or the urge to eat sweets. You might not even realize you have this thought as part of a larger mindset about normal eating. When you recognize that this thought is creating your desire to overeat, you can decide if you want to change it. You can decide if you want a different mindset. You might, once you know that this thought is lurking, you might change the thought to something like this. Most people think it's normal to eat sweets all the time, but most people are overweight. I don't want to be overweight, so I'm going to believe that my body is not designed to accommodate this much sugar. This way of eating is robbing me of the body that I deserve to live in. Listen, that's just changing the way that you're thinking. If you can believe it, you can think it. You can create a new mindset. If you come to my webinar, I will coach you on the thoughts that are going on in your head and show you how to change your thinking, because this is the thing, and you'll see it in this webinar when I coach people. You don't just make up pretty thoughts. You create a thought that is just as believable as the thought error that you had. You just never questioned it. You know the model. So you know that our circumstances, facts of our lives, they trigger us to have thoughts that are sentences in our minds, which cause our feelings, which are just vibrations in our bodies. And feelings drive our actions or inactions, and our actions create our results. If you want your result to be different, you need to change your thinking. If you want your weight to be different, if you want to stop yo-yo dieting, if you want to have permanent weight loss, you need to change your thinking. That's what I'm talking about, mindset. A thinner peace mindset is believing new thoughts on purpose that create new results. New results, permanent weight loss, feeling good inside your own body, and feeling that you are hopeful, excited, and worthy. So you really need to be so cautious of these little thoughts that are walking around up in your head unquestioned by you. And they might be something like this: eating sweets is part of life. Or it might be something like this: it's normal to eat to celebrate. Or I will be left out if I don't eat with them. You know how many times I've heard that from my clients? Food is delicious and meant to be enjoyed often. Here's one I just heard from one of my clients. She's Italian. And I said, well, okay. But what she meant by she's Italian is that means something about food. Italians love to eat. Italians show their love with food. These are thought errors. I need to have 3 full meals a day. Cooking and eating with my family is love. Life would be terrible without delicious food. Celebrating with a meal is what matters. Food is one of the most important pleasures of my life. Here's one that I get a lot. I'm a foodie. You know how many people tell me that? I'm a foodie. Or some other women will tell me, well, I love to cook. It's like, great. But it's a thought error because when she believes she loves to cook, she means she loves to eat because she loves to cook. You can love to cook and not overeat. Not loving food is abnormal. You're eating a food and you just say to yourself, just this once. Or you say to yourself, it won't matter. Or you might say to yourself, it's normal to overeat and be overweight. All of those thoughts are called thought errors, and they're thought errors because they do not give you the results that you want, sweetheart. If you don't like the results that you're getting, all you have to do is look inside your own mind and find those errors. Now, if you can't do it yourself, that's why I'm having this class. I'll find it for you and I'll show you in the most loving way. And you know what? It's like an aha moment. It's like opening up your brain, turning on a light and going, oh, I never thought about it like that before. You know how many times people say that to me? Oh, I never thought about it like that before. And I go, I know. That's the problem, right? So that is totally available to you. If you're having these negative emotions that I talked about in the beginning, hopelessness, desperateness, unworthiness, just because of the way that you look at yourself, it's got to change. Those are thought errors. They can change. And I want to help you create a thinner peace mindset. I want to help you believe that if you would work with me or if you come to a class or if you listen to my podcast, that you would say to yourself, I just never knew what I know now. That's why I can do it differently. Or I had to go through what I've gone through in order to be where I am now. Or it's perfect timing. Or nothing has gone wrong. I can always learn new things. And of course, what Maya Angelou always says, once you know better, you do better. The only reason you haven't done it before and it hasn't worked is because you didn't know. But now that you know, you can't not unknow. So, please think about that mind, that beautiful mind of yours, and think about resetting it. Think about it by looking into your own head and see if some of the things that I've talked to you about resonates, that you can see that it's in your own head. And start thinking about how you might be able to change it into something else that could be totally believable by you. Sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's not. Sometimes you need a coach, sometimes you don't. But if this is something that resonates with you and you don't want to do a whole individual program with me, but you would love to have some coaching by me and see the magnificence of coaching on other people, then please join me for my master class on October 22nd at 11:30 in the morning Central, and we can all get together and do this work. And so as always, before I end, you know what I'm going to tell you to do. Please, as you're doing this work, as you're creating a new mindset, always, always, always be very, very kind to yourself, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
If you're ready to take your eating issues to another higher, more improved level, well, it's time to talk to my wife, Dr. Deborah. She's helped hundreds and thousands of people. Just visit drdebbutler.com/work with me. You'll get a free consultation with Dr. Deb and find out if coaching and talking to my wife is a solution to your struggles.